I'd like to place an order. Yeah. Hey, let me get a chicken box and a half and half. All right, good looking out.
Tinted window screaming after law out my mouth. I'm switching lanes from up north to down south. Now everybody trying to figure how I put it down. I took my show on the road straight out of town. Pee-wee is my nigga, so you know I brought some crooks with me.
1998, they tried to throw the book at me.
Tell me what you see every time you take a look at me. A straight P, I only be where the hookers be. A old head, but still can pull any fly chick. One thing's for sure, you never see me ride a nigga dick. I got a thoroughbred who loves to call me pretty daddy. Through Alabama, getting hit in a pink caddy when I come through. Everybody knows me, the young niggas love me. They call me they OG. Go and do your homework about the shit that I spit. They gon' tell you that nigga Shank is legit. A chicken box, a half and half when I'm switching lanes. I'm switching lane. A chicken box, a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lane. A chicken box, a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lane. A chicken box, a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lane. I eat a chicken box before I play a game of spades.
Can I get some
a half and half is sweet tea mixed with lemonade. Some brown liquor with a coke to sharpen up my skills. I switch lanes cause I only fuck with the real. Now she's a winner, so I got to keep her on my team. Plus I'm a real one, so I never ever sell her dreams. You wanna know if I'll quit or if I'll stop? But they say it ain't over till your casket drops. A chicken box, a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lane. A chicken box, a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lane. A chicken box, a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lane. A chicken box, a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lane. Salute everybody. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. If NAZIYAH Harris was pregnant, why was nobody questioned about her being pregnant? Part 2. Let me read my copyright disclaimer and then we're going to jump into part 2. And if you haven't seen part 1 is on my main channel. My main channel is Shank Rock. All right. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, y'all. Now, y'all know I love to backtrack. Now, let's backtrack to the first content creator that brought us this actual case. And let's see what we can get out of what Mark D brought to this case. Miss Fluffy says, and don't forget to say what Shannon funky ass got locked up for. So apparently, allegedly, Shannon had some warrants out for her arrest. I don't know how many, but Shannon was locked up, I believe, on driving without insurance. Her insurance was suspended. She had traffic beefs. Okay. Now, is she still locked up? I don't know. My sources says that they don't know whether or not Shannon is still locked up. But it is said that she did get locked up. She had a warrant out for her. She had some traffic beefs. So Miss Fluffy says, I couldn't find her in the system. So as soon as I get the word that she's out of jail, I'll bring it to y'all. Now, let's go back to Mark D. And because a lot of people don't know who Mark D is. A lot of people hasn't even heard Mark D's NAZIYAH Harris 40 years of CPS. Let's tap into Mark D, y'all. This is where the NAZIYAH Harris case, as far as social media, bloggers, content creators, this is where it all started from. Keep her funky ass in there.
Yeah, man, this one calls for a special broadcast today, man. A lot of people has been asking me what I know about this 14-year-old girl, NAZIYAH Harris, since the post that I've been made, and this post has been bothering me, just because, like I said in my live, if you was watching me in the car just a second ago, when I was giving my pregame about this situation, I mean, this situation kind of touched home for me because I feel like, CPS and DPD or the authorities that may be are currently failing me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I feel like, this is something that's passionate for me to talk. This is something important for me to talk about because, like I said in the car, it's a lot of situations like this that gets overlooked in the city or in our communities, period. When we all see the red flags, long before the tragedies happen, right? And when they do happen, we always talk about what we can do to stop this, what we can do to prevent this, what we can do to, keep this type of stuff from happening. And, I believe that it's about being proactive as opposed to reactive, right? Responding to the things that we see when we see them and not giving people the benefit of the doubt. When people say I'm giving someone or something the benefit of the doubt, in my mind, that's a pretty way of saying that I'm ignoring the red flags, right? And when you do that for so long, you end up in situations like this. You know what I mean? Where we have this young sister, NAZIYAH Harris, who has been missing for over a month now. And, due to multiple failures in multiple different systems, we have the results that we have right now. You know what I'm saying? So just to start it off, man, I don't talk about things unless I feel like that they are from a valuable source of information. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be somebody that I know that's close to the situation, or sometimes just off of my own observation, putting pieces together from what's out there on social media and the news or whatnot, right? This time it's more so like me having a direct inside connect to the whole situation that chooses to stay anonymous. You know what I'm saying? I want to make that point clear because a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, where did you get the information from? Who told you this? It was in the circle of the family nucleus, right? Friends and family nucleus that know all about these individuals in the family that has given me information all the way back to the grandmother's CPS history. Right now, on the caption of the video, you see it says 40 years of CPS, and in the van when I was just doing the pregame, I was explaining how I told y'all that I was going to explain exactly how this 14-year-old girl actually is a part of a 40 years of CPS investigations, right? So let's take it back to the grandmother. Let's start with the grandmother, right? The grandmother who we all seen on the press conference on, I guess it was Fox 2 News or whatever channel that we seen it on. The grandmother, all right, has, I believe, 5 kids who've all been removed from her care by CPS. All of her kids ran away. All of her kids ran away when they were younger, okay, including NAZIYAH's mother. NAZIYAH's mother was a runaway, okay? And NAZIYAH's mother actually was found in a crack house, pregnant at the age of 11 years old. Now, this is all information that's coming to me from within the nucleus of the family.
So if any of you have heard that NAZIYAH's mother was 11 years old and found in a crack house pregnant, This is the source. This is the source. We're going to catch up as the replay. I missed somebody comment. I don't know, Shank. She might want to see Jarvis so bad, hoping she dumb and desperate in my opinion. But according to Mark D, Naziyah's mother was 11 years old in the crack house. He was wrong. That was Annette. Okay, so it has been debunked that it wasn't Naziyah's mother. It was Annette. That was Annette. That's sad. 11 years old. No, it was Annette. He had that wrong. Wow. All right. That literally looks too much like her. Yes, that was the story about Lady with her first child. All right, let's go back to Mark D.
Okay. The missing girl's mother was found pregnant in the crack house at 11 years old. So let's just start there. You know what I'm saying? After understanding that the grandmother had all of her kids removed because they were all runaways for whatever reason. Now, and the point that I want to make right now about the grandmother, right? When the grandmother's kids were running away, when CPS would be called, the kids would make contact with some other family members or sometimes the police. So the police would write it off as, oh, they just out here being grown. They just, they want to be grown, let them be grown.
Now, there is a history of runaways when it comes to Miss Annette. So maybe when Naziyah came up missing, maybe Miss Annette thought that she just ran away. And maybe when the officials got the report as well, maybe that's why they took it as a runaway. This is something that was a known fact from the family. Shank, that bit of the story of Lady never changed or disputed so far. That is literally true. So there was a history of runaways.
You know what I mean? So now fast forward to Nazariah's mother, who was found in the crack house at 11 years old, pregnant. Now, I don't know which one of the kids she was pregnant with at the time, whether it be Naziyah or her older brother. So that just lets you know a little bit about the dynamic of the family that this little girl is coming from, right? First off. So with that being said, we get to Naziyah and her brother. Okay, now, man, I don't even know. It's just so many. It's twists and turns to all of this madness. So I'm trying to go as straight up the line as I can to make all of the sense out of the story. So Naziyah, since she was 11 years old, was known by the family to have a relationship with a grown man. Okay, this grown man, for whatever reason, the family didn't implement the consequences on him because he is supposedly autistic.
That's where that come from. Once again, the autistic, a grown man, and that's how the evangelist got brought on the board, because someone slipped me the evangelist information and told me to check into it and said this could possibly be the grown man that's autistic that Mark D is speaking on. And of course, when I done my homework on the evangelist, I ran across the video, the party video. And so I brought him to the table to find out, is this the 40-year-old autistic? Is this the grown man that inappropriately touched Naziyah? So the information has been there. And the evangelist, this is where I got it from, because you even spoke about Mark D. You said Mark D better go ahead before I expose him. But for those that are new to the case, I'm just basically giving y'all a history on how we got to where we're at today. Once again, I get folks to come to me and don't have a clue. They're only going off of 2 months of following the case. They don't know nothing about none of this information. So they're clueless. So I'm hoping that now you all are catching up with, okay, I see where Shank got that from. Okay, I see why so-and-so. Okay. Whoopie, whoop, 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 whoop. All right. Back to Mark D.
But he is what was told to me, high functioning autistic. So that's the reason why the family never, got on his ass about it. Make a long story short. Okay.
Now, why wouldn't they get on him? I mean, you can't make this up. I think it was when the twin boyfriend was talking to him while they were in the room before the pull-up video. But why wouldn't they go after him? I see you, baddie. I see you, TT. I wouldn't care if he only had one arm. A grown man. Now, it's a different story if it was kids, but this is a grown man. But notice, Miss Annette never pressed charges on whoever this man was that was inappropriately touching NAZIYAH. That says a lot. If he's high functioning, that means that he knows what he's doing. Facts.
So on top of that, how can I say this? I mean, a lot of this stuff is already known because I've seen people post in the comments on the stories and news articles and whatnot. On top of that, NAZIYAH was known to do some things that she was not supposed to do on social media. I'll just say that she was, participating in activity that she should not have been at that age on social media. You know what I'm saying? Man, this is crazy. So now we got her brother, right, who was involved in some type of a gang activity. And he supposedly owed some gang members some money. We're getting into the different scenarios of where she could have possibly been now, or what could have possibly happened to her. Her brother was into some type of a beef with some gang cats, some of which that not only did he have beef with, but he owed some money to, and supposedly he had messed around with one of their little sisters. So amidst the beef, the rival gang guy told her brother, or it was the word around it, he said, since you want to mess with people's little sister, I'm going to mess with your little sister.
Now, that's another theory. See, so many are stuck on Jarvis. What about this theory? Vari touching a girl, a kid, that rival kid. Okay, since you touched my sister, then I got to get at your sister. There's another theory. So you got Shannon had a motive. You got Jarvis. You got the theory with Vari, NAZIYAH's brother. Also, we got to remember, and I think Mark D will cover it, we got to remember that lady, NAZIYAH's mother, owed drug dealers. The evangelist even spoke on that. All of that was coming out soon. All right, let me get back to him. My bad. I jumped ahead. My bad.
So that was one theory as far as where she could have been, or, who could have kidnapped her off of the bus or whatnot. The next theory was that her mother actually had a drug debt. She supposedly ran off with a large amount of drugs from somebody's house, whoever she was dealing with on that level. And the individuals actually met with the family. The individuals who she stole the dope from met with the family and told them, hey, the older guy said, you know what, she could come to the house and work off her debt. However they was going to work that out. She can come to the house and work her debt off, and we can call it even. But the younger guy supposedly said, you know what, If I find her, I'm going to kill her. And if I can't find her, I'm going to get to who she loves. Now, the third scenario is the situation that really caused me to. This situation was her auntie. This situation has a sexual assault charge and was investigated by CPS because he allegedly sexually molested NAZIYAH, her auntie's boyfriend, right? Was convicted, I believe. He's on the sex offenders registry list. He's a registered sex offender. Okay. I looked this guy's page up and I have 126 mutual friends with him. A lot of ladies that I know personally. So I said, oh, hell no, I got to tell everybody about this shit, right? Now the interesting thing about this guy is that when the police started investigating, now we're going to get into all of the loopholes of the police investigation, right? When the police started investigating, they went to the mother. Let's start back with the mother, with the investigations. They went to the mother and they said, hey, does NAZIYAH live with you? No, she doesn't. Does she have any social media? No, she doesn't. Do you have a phone for her or a phone number? No, I don't. Okay, so this is the mother talking to the police. So a week after, when she was actually reported, or I don't know if it was a week or this month, a month after, because we know this is a month old. It was a week after. It was a week after. So the police started pinging a known phone number for NAZIYAH. The police started pinging a known phone number for NAZIYAH, and they found out that 2 days after she went missing, the phone was cutting on and cutting off. You know what I'm saying? A couple of days go by, phone to cut on and to cut off. The police pinged the phone back to NAZIYAH's mother's house.
Let me come to the chat. Yes, this is what I was talking about, Shank, the phone. So the police say that phone was pinging to NAZIYAH's mother. What part do NAZIYAH's mother play in this? Very crazy. But once again, this is information that has been out there. This is information that's there. Now, Mark D dropped this on us close to a year ago. See, when you know this case, when you get into this case, unless you are Shannon, Miss Annette, Marquita, or the other family members that may have covered, unless you are them, you already know it's bigger than Jarvis. Trust me. You already know. But of course, Shannon, Miss Annette, Marquita, and the other family members that failed NAZIYAH, they wanted to stay on Jarvis. Because as I said in previous demonstrations, Jarvis is the scapegoat. And they silenced him. He knew too much. How did Lady get her phone if she had it at the shop the day she went missing? Facts. Phone was pinged at Lady's house. I believe Ladies knows something. Facts. Lady lay low. I mean, it's right there. Man. So that's why she owed the plug or whatever came in at that. Once again, Jarvis, okay, he had a motive. Jarvis' motive was to get rid of the baby, right? But now you looking at Lady had a motive. You looking at Vari had a motive. You already know Shannon had a motive. No, Lady brought her a phone, they say. Okay, I believe you, Shank. I wouldn't be surprised if Shannon gave the phone to Lady. Okay, good point. This is deep for real. In my opinion, they stage all of this to put on Jarvis. And that's why 95% of us feel the way we feel. All facts. Shannon did all of that. Mr. Shank, Miss Lady brought NAZIYAH her cell phones and tablets. That's why I'm saying, if you know the case, you know it's bigger than Jarvis. Now, if you don't know it, if you're just coming in, then you don't have all of this information. So you will assume that it's about Jarvis. That's why I'm telling y'all, when y'all see folks in my chat, when y'all see folks in all of the other content creator chats or on a replay game, and if them folks are trying to distract us, can we just stop talking about NAZIYAH? That is Miss Annette, Shannon, Marquita, and other family members. I put $500 on it. Or they could have gave her the phone that night or the next day to throw everybody off. And if they came looking for NAZIYAH, it would come back to Lady. Facts. And was getting her head done because Shannon and Annette didn't. Facts. That's exactly what I was thinking about them giving the phone to Lady. They planned all this ish to throw this whole case off. It's a whole lot of layers to this case. I see you, Serena, right along with the clothes and everything else. Right, Goddess, I was thinking that too. It all makes sense, y'all. It's right there. Who called Lady if she supposedly had a phone or NAZIYAH phone? Who called Lady? And my eyes, like I said, they all guilty, the brother too. Once again, the evangelist said, Vari knows where NAZIYAH is.
So the police come back to the house and say, well, you said she didn't have any social media. We found 4 pages for her on social media. Okay. You said she's not here and you don't have a phone for her, but the phone number we have for her is pinging back to your address. So now all of a sudden the mother, oh, well, I found this. I did have this one phone that I found of hers that I had, and it was me cutting the phone. I was cutting the phone on and cutting the phone off. So the police like, well, you fucking up the investigation now because we trying to find out where this girl is and we pinging the damn location of the phone and it's pinging back to the house and you say she's not here. So the grandmother, right, that we all seen on the press conference actually was refusing to do the press conference until she was, what I was told, bullied into doing the press conference. They said if you don't do the press conference, then there's a possibility that you might be brought in as a suspect. Hence that forced looking, fake tear induced, I don't know what kind of cries those was from a grandmother of a missing teen that's been missing for a month ass press conference.
Miss Annette didn't even want to do the press conference. I see you, pretty. And we seen that in the fake tears. See, once again, if you know this case, when you hear me, when you hear all of the other content creators, we got the majority of our information from Mark D. Then everybody spread out and everybody started taking a deep dive and everybody started gathering, our own information. But y'all are mad at us. Y'all are coming for us because we're only presenting the information that's already out there. We're only exposing those that are involved. They want us to believe that it's just Jarvis. That's what they want. See, this is a lesson to everybody. Social media is undefeated. If you plan on doing anything that you ain't got no business doing, you better prepare for the social media detectives, because when the social media detectives get a hold of it, whatever your funky ass had going on, social media detectives is going to expose your funky ass. And that's what's happening in the NAZIYAH Harris case. The news, CNN, Fox, none of them got nothing on the social media detectives. I'll put one of the content creators out of this sector. It can be anyone. I'll put that one content creator and their platform up against the news, CNN, TMZ, and the rest of the media outlets. That one content creator in the sector will run circles around them because we all got the same information. We just, some of us put out some of the information, some of us don't. We all bring the information with our own flavor, but we all bring the information. We ain't gonna stop. We ain't gonna stop. If you shut down Shank Rock, you got a whole lot of other content creators you gotta shut down. We ain't gonna stop. NAZIYAH Harris deserves justice. Nothing more, nothing less. We want to know, where is NAZIYAH? We're getting close. We're getting very, very close to finding out exactly what happened to NAZIYAH Harris. Let's get back to Mark D.
So now back to the auntie's boyfriend who was investigated. He was brought in for questioning last month. He was brought in for questioning in January. Right now, he's arrested. He's actually on separate charges now. He's arrested on separate charges. But the police have told the family that they have someone in custody in connection with the missing girl. You know, although his charges are separate, right? Maybe they're holding him to see what they have found, or maybe they found something, because if you've been watching the news like I've been watching the news, you see that the police have conducted a very extensive and expensive search in, I think, 3 different counties now. We've seen them on the news in River Rouge. They searched, I forget what county that is, that's right below Ann Arbor, and some other county that I can't remember right now. So they searched in 3 different places, a vacant field. So now, what I'm thinking is that when they had this man arrested, they got his phone and maybe seen some type of a contact between him and NAZIYAH, and pinging his phone, kept watching, tracking the pings to his phone and searching fields in the area where he had possibly been in the last few weeks.
Appreciate this super sticker, Miss Fluffy.
So this is the part that I know a lot of people probably not going to want to hear shit. But from what the family is telling me, the police have told them that it's to the point where they're searching for a body. They're not searching for a little girl. Now, I know that's not what everybody want to hear. Hell, it's not what I want to hear. Now, when everything came out, you know, if some of the things that I said were slightly off, or left turn here, right turn there, I don't want y'all coming back saying, oh, you spreading lies and all of that shit. I'm being the citizen journalist that I've always been and giving y'all the information unbiased, uncensored, and uncut, unlike a lot of corporate news stations. And that's what y'all know me for. But I want to ask y'all this. Does the things that I'm saying sound too far-fetched considering the details that we already know and see about this story?
And I gotta read Goddess's comment. And it's crazy because this was only a month later. So they decided she was gone just that quick. I can't wait to find out all of what they had. Facts. A month after that, oh, she's deceased. Good point, Goddess. I hate they stopped him from working on the case. And I feel like they did that because he's straight from out there and he was going to come up with the facts and evidence. Facts. That's why they shut Mark D down, y'all. That's why they shut him down. Mark D was on it first. And you look what Mark D had. The family, everybody that was close to the case, Mark D at the time was the only content creator. So everybody was taking all the information to Mark D. Mark D was on it. That's why they shut him down. I see you, Terry Dow. Appreciate you for pulling up. It's right in our face. True. Definitely right in our face. Replay, grandmother is in her 50s, 60s, and couldn't be in the crack house at 11 years old. Crack didn't come out until the 80s, and that the lady could have been found in a random house at the time. That's true. That's true.
Now, again, I am not confirming that she is no longer with us. Don't get all emotional. I'm telling you the information that I was told the way that I was told it.
And when you backtrack it, none of the family members came and said that they believe. The family members are only going off of what the police said. The police is the ones that push the narrative that they are looking for a body, that she's no longer alive. Family never said that they believe that she's deceased. And as we backtrack my interview when I had Kenya and Kiwana on my panel, what did Kiwana say to Kenya? I'll rest my case, y'all. Kiwana's words to Kenya was what? You drove off with NAZIYAH. You had NAZIYAH in your truck and drove off. Now you put that to what the evangelist says. I heard them in the kitchen talking about everything that has happened. Huh? Yes, he was on it, got me following into it. Come on now. If you go back to the videos, the twin boyfriend said, and that told them the story about the crack house situation. She had her first child at 12. Let's go, Shank Cook. She sure did say that. I didn't say it. She said it. You drove off with NAZIYAH.
So I want to show y'all a post from a relative, okay, within the side of the family. And her screen name is on this post. So y'all want to look her up and ask her, right? And I'm sure this, I didn't talk to this lady. This is not the lady that I got the information from. Somebody showed me this, as confirmation of everything that's going on. So this is a post from a lady named Kenya that was made in regards to NAZIYAH's aunt's boyfriend, who is the pedophile, and this whole situation being swept under the rug by the family. The post reads, "Can't sweep pedophiles under the rug anymore. It's not okay, Annette." Now, if you've been watching the news, I'm quite sure that there's somebody in the audience right now who knows who Annette is without me having to say it. But if you don't, I'll say it. Annette is the grandmother. So if this person is a member of the family, is making a post saying that it's not okay to sweep pedophiles under the rug anymore and mention the grandmother by name, right? I want y'all to take a good look at this dude right here. This guy's name is Jarvis Butts. Jarvis Butts. This is the auntie's boyfriend who was convicted of sexually assaulting NAZIYAH, who's currently incarcerated right now, or should I just say in custody, for unrelated gun charges. Now, this is somebody who's been caught with guns 3 times and only given probation, like unregistered guns, and he keep getting probation. What's his Facebook name? Mark, show us his Facebook name so we can look him up and delete him off his page. Delete him off our friends list. Okay. There you go. Because there's a lot of ladies on my friends list that has this guy, and allegedly this man, whoa, let me get my sound effects ready for this one. Allegedly this man has 20, up to 20 kids. Damn! And the majority of them were conceived with underage women at the time that they were pregnant. Underage girls. A lot of them, not all of them. So again, this is not, as I said in my pregame, this is not exposing the individual. This is not none of that. This is to discuss the failures in our families, in the system, and in our communities where we know it's motherfuckers out there like this, and we don't do nothing about it. Sweep it under the rug and let them live and let them continue to do the thing. This man got 20 fucking kids. It's probably, I wouldn't doubt if it's somebody on my friends list that got killed. I got so many followers. It's somebody right now that's probably cool with them. They got a problem with what I'm saying. And what I say to you is that you part of the problem. Because you know motherfuckers like this. And you befriend motherfuckers like this and give them a pass to function in society like they normal. But yeah, that says something about you, don't it? Y'all want to talk to me, man? I want to talk to y'all, man. I'm about to open up the phone lines. 313-723-0481. I want to get y'all perspective on this, man. And y'all talk to me and let me know what it is. Where is my call-in line? No.
Let me jump down to the chat, y'all. Let's chop it up, chat. Let's see what the chat got going on. They were high-class pedos, highest rank on rank scale pedos. Shouldn't she go to jail? Then them 304 is stupid because ain't no way I'm a steady lay up there with that. Know his background, and I'm sure he ain't raised more than half those kids. And if any, believe it or not, he had them coming. And his stable, those wasn't only his stable of women. He had a lot of women. Still got women to this day. Though these women definitely the problem. If that post was made referring to Shannon's daughter, they all let NAZIYAH slip through the cracks. I hate this family. She knew she had those foster children in her home amongst with NAZIYAH. Where's she at, Shank? The problem is literally Shannon and her lying about everything. When the CPS report with NAZIYAH and Janiyah, when they reached out to Shannon, if Shannon would have said, yes, Jarvis did this to them, NAZIYAH would probably be still here. Miss Fluffy, facts. All I can say is the FBI needs to step in. This family is the true meaning of generational curses. Yep. And this been going on, and it's going to continue to go on. Lady got that phone long before January the 9th. All facts. I still don't see how they walking around freely. I keep saying that. Hell, Detroit, you know what? Then MF because they should have been handled them. I just don't understand why not. Like, come on, y'all. As men, as women. But, because like I said, I know women that will put heat to that ass when it comes to pedos. But the men, I'm like, Detroit, where are y'all at? Where are the men at in Detroit? Exactly. They better have this evidence and witness in check. Else this man gonna walk. I feel it. Not enough been put behind these nasty folks. That's what I say, Miss Fluffy. Strong possibility Jarvis gonna walk. They all going down. Yes, Lord, because where they at? Facts. And that and the twins, Funky, you know what needs to be locked up. Janelle said during the birthday in 2022, which was the CPS report, Shannon told her he was doing stuff to a kid or something like that, and she was supposed to report it, but never did. That's facts. And then that's when Janelle went on and reported, because Janelle was under the impression that Shannon was going to report it. Shout out to Kiwana, Janelle, Kenya, and Roxy. Shout out to them 4 members of the family. You know what, Shank? They've been announced earlier that the FBI was involved in the case. Where they at when they going to kick in? Not sure, Levi. I'm not sure. Why was Shannon locked up? Shannon had a warrant out for it, and Shannon was driving on no insurance. That's all I know as of right now. Shannon was locked up for a traffic beef. Now, I don't know if she's still locked up or not, but as soon as I get the word, I'll let y'all know. Does anyone recall when Roxy said she went and got the phone? She called the phone and somebody answered. I remember Roxy saying that. And they know where NAZIYAH is literally at. Yeah, they know where she's at. Dead or alive. They know. It's sick. His release date is February 27th, 26th for what they brought him in on, and his status probationary. This is wild. I want to know why Shannon was locked up too. I hope they kept her. Should have been for more than that. But y'all know how it works. You know, they get you for this. Then a month later, a week later, they come slapping them new charges on you. or you bail out. This happened to me before. You make bond, and you think you get ready to go home, jump in the shower, get something to eat. They got a detainer on your funky ass. Here they come with the detainer, and you like, what I got a detainer? Oh, Mr. Shake Rock, we have a detainer. We got a detainer for you. We got a warrant for this. Woo, 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 woo. You be like, damn. Me too. Exactly. All the real ones got locked up with BMF. Everybody else is softer than my mama biscuits. I see you, Cindy. This is heartbreaking. The whole story is literally crazy. I hope that's the case. She's in there for the traffic stuff, but they got something else on her. A lot of times that's how it works. Facts. Court record said she had a ticket, didn't go to court. Court date was 9/11. Yep, that's how they did my brother. Feds. Let's tap back into Mark D for a little bit more, y'all.
Oh, there it is. Let me put it back. I'm having some issues with my graphics. All right, there it is. Phone number is on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, 313-723-0481. Give me a call and share your thoughts on this situation with me. Because I'm perplexed as a motherfucker. Like, from... And let me say this as well. Because just like the individual Kenya who post that I seen, who was sent to me about putting this situation out in the open in the family, I've been told that it's several other members of the family that have reported things to CPS, reported things to the police, reported things to other authorities, and nothing's been done. So what do y'all think about this? What's going on, Carla? Who is this and where you calling from? Okay, somebody called me from a Page Plus phone and ran out of minutes the moment I picked up. All right, 313-723-0481. Give me a call and let's kick it, man. Let me know what y'all feel about this situation. If you all have any thoughts or what. Did I say enough? Y'all done? We don't need to talk about this? Because I'm just wondering, man, like, how many other situations are like this going on that we could possibly prevent by getting ahead of it? Somebody right now that's watching this video got a situation, maybe not to this extent, maybe not to this magnitude. You know, their onion may not have this many layers, but it's still an onion. And you still smell it. If you don't deal with that motherfucker quick enough, you're going to be crying. So that's really what this is about. And again, the reason why this situation touched home to me, you know, because I'm being failed by CPS right now. And I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm not even going to get into the details of my situation. I'll save that for another show. Some of the people that's following me already know what's going on with me, but I plan on discussing that situation real soon as well. But that's the reason why this bothered me, man, because, like, what do you do? What must you do? As much as we talk about keeping our kids in a safe place and protecting our kids and doing what we have to do, what system is in place to enforce consequences in the event that we have hard evidence of our kids being done wrong? It's almost like blood has to be drawn before somebody takes shit serious about it, man. What's going on, caller? Who's this and where you calling from?
Hi, this is Shalita. I'm calling from the east side of Detroit.
What's going on, Shalita? What you got to say?
Listen, I've been waiting till 7 o'clock to listen to your interview, but what I don't understand is almost like you're speaking in circles. Where is the girl? Who is being held? And what are we going to do from this point? Because if the community needs to get involved, then we really don't know what are we going to do and what are you asking from us as a whole. I have been watching this.
Hey, wait. First off, let me say something. Let me say something to you because
I don't understand where you're going with this.
First off, I want you to talk to me directly through the phone, not through speakerphone or Bluetooth.
I don't know how to do it. I'm older, so
okay.
I'm trying to get involved, but I really don't know how to work the phone.
No, are you on Bluetooth or speakerphone right now?
Let me see. You want me to put it on speaker?
No, I want you to talk directly into the phone because you was kind of going in and out. Wasn't hearing you clear. But for the gist of what you said, I heard most of what you said. You said something about me talking in circles. And where's the girl?
Right, I can't keep up. It's
okay,
like,
well, I mean, maybe that's probably because you're older, probably first off, but like, because I'm talking straight to the point as far as what I'm saying. But here's the thing. I'm telling the story about what has happened, number one. Number two, I don't know where the girl is. Like I said, if you heard what I said, the police are currently searching for the girl. Now, if you thought that I had some kind of answer and I was just about to pull this girl out of my pocket and say, ta-da!
No, don't get me wrong. I am a true follower of yours. I respect what you do. So I don't want to get into like a going back and forth. No, I'm just here for support.
Okay.
I love what you do and I'm trying to listen. So what I'm asking you is right now we really just don't know where she's at, right?
Okay. So so I'll say this. Okay, the point
the community can do.
The point that I'm making by explaining all of this, right, is to expose the severity of the details of this situation. Like I said, because I know it's a lot of other situations like that that's currently going on in the city. How many times do we not see damn near every week a missing kid in the city? And that's no exaggeration, whether it's reported or not. Every week, probably every day, damn near, right?
Yeah.
So the point of talking about things like this is so we can expose the flaws in these different systems, so we can expose the flaws in our family and in our communities that allow shit like this to happen, right?
Because I understand what you're saying, because in the Black community, and I'm just speaking from the Black community because I'm Black, my thing is that we all know that uncle, that cousin, that friend that touches, we all been touched growing up. And always from within a lot of times. You know, we've had this discussion in my own family. It's always the cousin, the uncle, the friend, the babysitter. And it's bad that people tend to just want to, turn a blind eye to these things. And then kids are being hurt, they're being harmed, and we need to stop it. And we need to come up. And it's not okay to just say, Uncle Greg crazy. No, Uncle Greg in there touching on people.
So if you say that, then you understand exactly why I'm having this conversation then.
Yes. I do. And I just wish that more people would speak up and we would really protect our kids. I got 7 grandkids and everybody tell me all the time, you have your grandkids all the time. And it's not because I want to, it's because I have to. I don't trust people with my grandkids. So I keep them, no matter if I'm tired or what. We need to start getting back to the point where we're supporting these girls. We're supporting our family members. I run into so many young girls that don't have support, that leave their kids with anybody. That at the last minute, the daddy tell them, oh, I ain't doing it. Now they got to leave them with the man, the girl next door, who brother and uncle and everybody there. It's so sad. I just,
hey,
I
sister,
don't care how tired I am.
Hey, sister, check it out. We're going to open up this call line. All right, sister? We're going to open up this call line. We got some more people calling, all right?
Y'all.
All right.
This Shalita calling Detroit Love Child.
For sure.
Thank you.
Call-in line is still open. I did have somebody else that was attempting to call in. Let me turn this do not disturb off so I can get... Hold on, y'all. My do not disturb is still on. Let me turn it off. All right, call-in line is back open, man. 313-723-0481. What y'all got to say about it, man? Let's kick it. What's going on, Carla? Who's this and where you calling from?
Calling from Detroit, right across the street from you, your homeboy Mike.
Mike, what's going on, brother?
What it do, man?
What you feel about this shit, man? This shit crazy, ain't it?
Oh Lord, my main concern was, man, when people try to always put something towards this way and that way, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got kids, you got kids, Mark. You know what I'm saying? And my main concern is, it sometimes it takes a village to raise kids. Don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
But if the village fucked up, everything else fucked up, right or wrong?
Man, hey, and as we see in this situation, man, this girl is a product of 40 years of CPS investigations, man. Like, at what point does the help come in? Exactly.
I tell everybody every day, with my kids, man, I be just like this. I be listen on this particular block we own. I know the people that I know that I can say, you know what, here go my number. You see my kids somewhere doing something they ain't got no business to do, you let me know. But you can't do that with everybody because they ain't doing right by theirs. You understand me?
Yep.
So I like me and you. If I see your kid out there doing something,
I'm about to say, I'll knock your son out and you will knock mine out, and it ain't gonna be no problem, right?
And see, we're so far away from this way of thinking, and in my opinion, that's what's wrong with the village. The village is divided. If I say something to your child, if I even tell you, I seen your child earlier today and your child was doing this. Nowadays, you'll go and ask your child, well, Shankrock said he seen you doing something. Then they get mad at Shankrock and come back and say, Shankrock, my son said you lying. My son said he wasn't doing that. And then you'll be like, bro, I'm telling you, or sis, I'm telling you what I saw your child do. Well, my child, I believe my child. I tell you what, Mr. Shankrock, next time, don't even say nothing. That's where we're at now. Yeah, she does that on this platform. Children can't be corrected now. I've been in relationships, y'all. I done been in relationships. Badass, the girlfriend had badass kids. And I'd say, look, so-and-so did that. My child didn't do that. Leave my child alone. That's where we're at now. While NAZIYAH Harris' uncles worked the Detroit, Michigan police station, not speaking on what happened to the niece, you can't say ish to people's kids. Your kids lie and so do mine. You know what I mean? That's where we at. We can't raise this generation off the same rules us 70s, 80s babies was they too disrespectful. They took him away from everything that's part of the case. I believe it's mandatory. And the sad thing about it is it's the parents. It's the parents. Like I'm always been the type of parent. If you see my child doing something wrong, get at me. Let me know. I know my children. And I know when you tell me your daughter so-and-so did this, I know my daughter. My daughter can't lie to me. If your son did this, my son can't lie to me. I tell my son and my daughter, I know y'all. You know what I mean? My grandkids be trying to pull stuff over on me. They'll tell you. And I just give them that look. They'll bust out laughing. That's how I know they lying. You know what I mean? And they'd be like, what, Pop? And I'd be like, you done messed up, right? You done messed up. I know you lying. Papa, I ain't lying. But come on. But people believe their children over when people tell them what their children done. So I ain't gonna hold y'all that much longer. I've been in that situation, and the child now has 2 kids. I believe the uncle works in the courthouse. My question is, if NAZIYAH was pregnant, why nobody was questioned? I don't think she was pregnant, y'all. I don't think NAZIYAH was pregnant. She could have been pregnant. She may have thought she was pregnant. I don't think she was pregnant. I see you, Bridget. Because if she was pregnant, and I know some of y'all have said, well, Shank, when I was pregnant, you couldn't see, but I do believe that she may have been able to hide her pregnancy from Jarvis' sister, but I don't think she would have been able to hide her pregnancy from King's son aunt, because she was in the house with the aunt. She was up close. The aunt said she sat down. The aunt said that the boy in NAZIYAH was, I think, talking, and and you can't hide your pregnancy but that long. She was in pain. I don't think she was pregnant yet. I could be wrong though. How did she catch the bus home in that much pain? It was just so much going on that nobody noticed nothing. That's why nobody got questioned about her being pregnant. That's why. God says, oh, okay, but I could be wrong. But the answer to my question didn't make sense. I'm answering my question. The reason why nobody got questioned about NAZIYAH being pregnant, she wasn't pregnant. I'm really 90, 100 when it comes to the pregnancy. 90%, I believe she was, especially after the video. I seen with her dancing in that gray sweatsuit, but it's a chance she wasn't. Excuse me, y'all. She was, and they unalived her doing abort. Something went wrong, so they rum her, and that at home getting reports. If she was pregnant, her cousin would have known. Either she wasn't pregnant, then when Shannon lost her baby, she had the world thinking she was still pregnant. She was huge in that video I seen. Exactly, Shank. Nobody discussed the child appearing pregnant. Also, her blood samples are not indicating high levels of HCG, the pregnancy hormone. And that's all facts, son. This whole NAZIYAH Harris case, y'all, is so upside down. I'll just be glad when we find out. Kim Worthless says she was. Shannon, last 2 kids, possibly aren't hers, and maybe that last baby could possibly be NAZIYAH's. I hope she not that sick though. Or maybe she gave the baby up for adoption. Right? So what are we saying? I'm just ready. Cause I've been wrecking my brain, and I know y'all tired. Y'all been wrecking y'all brain. I'm ready for it to come out. So I could be like, okay, I was wrong about that. Okay, I was right about that. Okay, I owe this person an apology. I owe that person an apology. I want to get this behind. But until we find out, and until NAZIYAH is brought home, whether it's alive or deceased, until she's laid to rest properly, and even after that, it's always going to be justice for NAZIYAH Harris. She was living in a hellhole, and she put her trust, she depended on the very monster that was inappropriately touching her. Just sick. Sick, y'all. I believe Annette came to seeing a control how they got rid of NAZIYAH, and baby Shannon wasn't going to have that baby born. Right, all facts. Even if she recently gave birth, her blood would indicate it. The blood won't lie for them. I hope Annette is unable to collect any insurance. We need Shannon mugshot on the screen. Let me see if I got Shannon's mugshot. Anybody got Shannon's mugshot? Send it to me. Let me see if I could get a mugshot before we get out of here. Shannon told Roxy she gave Tudor pregnant test. Let's see what this says. So nobody has it. Hopefully I'll get the mugshot by tomorrow. Salute everybody. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Let me grab a couple of them. I don't remember them giving the results of the blood work. For her to go to Jarvis and ask him for personal items, that shows or speaks volumes on the conditions of how she was neglected. How was Shannon pregnant? Lose a baby in May 2023. One, aka Scooter, was born in January 2023. If she is talking about May 2024 is when she lost the baby, it was after NAZIYAH went missing. People know how their kids is. I want to know, how did the baby pass from complications of what was done to NAZIYAH, or did Shannon cause the baby death? If NAZIYAH passed first, it would have been a coffin birth. The conference on Tuesday will let us know if the trial starts in October. I think the defense is going to ask for more time to go over the phone records that were turned over in a timely manner. Let's see. So have all these other baby mothers and other ladies stepping forth and all she focused on. Don't forget, Shank, NAZIYAH texts Jarvis telling him that the baby was slowing her down in gym class. Now, that's facts, Kelly. That's facts. Salute everybody. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. If you would like to help me reach my goal of 15 super stickers or super chats, just click on the $ symbol and purchase a super sticker or a super chat. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I will leave the chat running for a while, and y'all can tap back into Mark D. Salute everybody.
That's the feel. We got that. Man.
Listen, we gonna sit, we may gonna smoke a blunt, have us a drink, talk some shit about it. But at the same goddamn time, any goddamn day, that motherfucker's safe and he all right. You understand me?
Because we done went through some shit on the block, right, and handled it as a village, right? And it's been more than just me and you, right?
I swear,
that's the kind of system that we need implemented in our communities, not only on the inside of the house, but on the outside.
Exactly. But you can't say everybody on the block is good people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
But we know the good people. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because you know what I do for Castro and the family. When they call me, they miss this might call me, hey Mike, I need you to take these cameras down. I need to try. I do it every time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I let him know. He always like, here's a little. I said, man, I don't want no money. Say, ain't about no money. I say, it's just because I'm here to help you.
Absolutely,
because if I need something help, you gonna help me too. You know what I'm
saying?
So, well, that's what it's about, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to come together as first and foremost. Black people just doing too much dumb shit that we don't need to do.
And we need to hold ourselves accountable for the shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Check that shit when it happens. I'm about to open this phone line up. We got a bunch of people calling, Mike.
Hey, go ahead, brother. I love you, man.
For sure. Right back at you. 313-723-0481 is the call-in line, man. I had a couple more people trying to chime in, man, and voice their opinion on this crazy shit. Hit me up and let's talk, man. Let's talk about it. Yeah, man, I got to give people, y'all be going in, man. I got to give people enough time to breathe, man. I don't want to be disrespectful and shit. You know what I mean? I like to give people at least 2-3 minutes to, So 313-723-0481, man. Give me a call. Like, we need to really get our shit together, man. What's going on, caller? Who's this and where you calling from? People calling at the same damn time. What's going on, caller?
Peace, brother. It's Young Didi. I'm calling from Seattle, but I'm originally from Chicago.
What's going on, brother? What you got to say about this situation?
Man, honestly, man, what's up with the hidden hand, brother? We're not gonna revamp that, brother.
The who?
The Hidden Hand podcast with you and
man, this is not what we're talking about right now, bro. They'll be back though, man.
Okay, one love, man. My bad. I was just, y'all, keep that traction going.
All right, man. We're gonna keep it going, brother. All right. What's going on? Hey, man, call me and talk about what we talking about now. Don't call me talk about no shit we ain't talking about now. I ain't gonna get off subject. Right? Let's stay on the subject, man. Call me and let's talk about the situation that we're going through right now in the community and how we can prevent it from happening, how we can be more proactive, and let's talk solutions. What's going on, caller? Who's this and where you calling from?
I'm Chanel calling from the east side.
East side? What's happening? What you got to say, Chanel?
Okay, this is...
Hey, turn your phone down in the background. I hear myself talking to myself. Turn your phone down back there in the background.
The first thing I just want to touch on is in terms of CPS. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but turn that down in the background. Whatever device you're listening on, I need you to turn that off so I don't hear me now through your phone. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Anyway. Can you hear me now?
See, you're listening. Stop listening to the device. Listen to your phone, sweetheart. You're listening to two different...
In terms of CPS, I went to school for social work, and I was going to... Okay.
See, hold on. We got to get you together. We're going to take the next caller because you're listening to both of your devices, and that's not going to work. When you call in, turn the device that you're listening to off. It's not synchronized together, right? The video that you're watching is 10 seconds after the phone, right? So y'all need to listen to the phone when you call in, not the video that you're watching on. So what's going on, caller? Who's this and where you calling from?
This is Michelle. How are you?
What's going on, Michelle? What's going on? You finally made it through. I seen you trying to make it. What's happening?
I know I was trying to make it. So I guess my first question I have, and we have talked about this before, is why did it take them so long to start looking for this baby?
Well, it took them so long because it wasn't even reported until first off a week later. And I guess the severity, just like, and that's, I guess, another point that I forgot, right? Because you know how I explained how when the grandmother's kids ran away and when they were reported and the kids would make contact to them and then they would say, oh, well, they grown, they running away, they know what they're doing, if they want to be grown, let them be grown. When it was first reported that she was ran away, that she was missing, the family was reporting her as a runaway. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really that much emphasis, I guess, put on. This is what was told to me. You know what I mean? So they didn't, like, I guess, I don't want to say DPD was dragging their feet on it, but that's what the family is saying. You know what I mean? Because they didn't, put the emphasis on it until it was like, oh my God, it's a month later. Now we're talking about a missing kid as opposed to a runaway. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, she was like, and then I guess because she had ran away before, I believe, you know what I mean? So this was kind of like a pattern thing for her. And then I guess because of, I don't want to say it like that, but because of, I guess how she lived. And it's like, because like I said, she had already been known to been running away with this grown man since 11, right? So it's almost like it was a pattern of hers, if you will.
Right.
So they didn't, it was just like another time that